This is Real Talk Radio. This is Real Talk. High Praise Ministries presents Real Talk. This is Real Talk Radio. This is Real Talk. High Praise Ministries presents Real Talk.
You realize your mic is good. Tracks is there.
Yo, welcome to yet another edition of the Real Talk Podcast. We are already off the rails. We got people playing stuff in the middle.
Got a whole concert.
We got folks
Look at JC. Look at JC concert over there. Got at least 40 songs ready. But most of it is Ralton.
But this is what he do to us, what he do.
He gonna be Alpha and Omega.
Listen. What?
Apostle JC's over here trying to get his tracks ready to do praise and worship.
Did you mix and match with these tracks too?
Ready to go.
Falana JC said he gonna do praise and worship for us. Go ahead and give the folk a little bit. Just give him a little taste. Give him a little taste.
All right, here we go. We ready.
Oh God.
Falana, check it out. He for real about this praise and worship right here.
2,
1, 2, 3.
Let's go. Lord, you are good and your mercy endureth forever. Listen, I'm ready to go.
Come on, keep going.
Lord, your mercy endureth
You need to get a DJ.
forever.
I think you should give a DJ.
People from every nation.
Oh God.
People from every. Oh wait, I gotta time it off.
That's all right. You're a little rusty.
Lord, you are good and your mercy endureth forever. People from every nation. People from every nation. From generation. Come on, we worship you. Hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. We worship you for who you are. Come on, let's celebrate Jesus in the house tonight. Hallelujah. Come on, we worship you for who you are. And you are good. Your mercy endureth. Listen, I'm ready.
I see. It's the way we normally start the Real Talk Podcast, but I'll take it today.
Y'all was ready to go when I said, somebody come on, let's celebrate Jesus in the house tonight.
Oh Lord.
Sounds just like a praise and worship. Like, oh, he's been practicing.
Go on, hit a few bars more than anything. You know you will.
With the day I've had, I promise you.
I've been there sung that whole song tonight.
Right.
And then went into worship for real.
Listen,
He
for real. Like,
he gonna do the
my
real.
eyes already watering.
He gonna do the real version with all the verses, with all the words.
Man, listen.
Man, I can't stand the fact that people don't really know that there's actual verses to I Love You. First of all, they call the song I Love You Jesus. That's not the name of the song. The name of the song is more than anything.
Like I did too.
What?
Huh?
Oh God.
Yeah.
Come on, J.C. McKirkland.
J.C. McKirkland.
Lift your hand to the Lord.
Lift your hands.
We call you faithful tonight.
Hands.
Yeah.
Not J.C. McKirkland.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Come on, say.
I call you holy.
What's your name?
Your name is holy.
You are?
You are so holy to me.
I call you
holy.
your name.
Your name is holy.
Holy you are.
Holy you are.
And holy.
And holy you be.
All right, y'all Lawrence over there.
Yeah.
Get it right. I'm Kirk Franklin over here.
Now you Jesse Lawrence over there.
Come on. I call you holy. Your name is holy. You are so holy. I call you holy.
David Ruffin and
Yes, you are.
Your name is
Holy you are. And holy
you be.
Yes. I call you faithful.
faithful.
Yes, you
Your
are.
name is faithful.
You have been faithful.
You have been faithful to me.
I call you faithful.
I call you faithful.
Yes, you are.
Your name is faithful.
Faithful you are.
Faithful you are.
And faithful.
And faithful you'll be.
Yes. Yes. Y'all better stop. I'm going to praise and worship for real.
You see what I put on that screen?
Y'all know this is my stuff, boy.
You got to stand on there, too.
Listen, no. Play around with stand. No, bro. No. Listen. With the.
God, here you go.
Well, Maya, you asked for it.
Yeah, man, you stirring stuff up already.
Why can't we do something?
Hey, Shabo.
Why can't we do something different?
Wait. Did we say we weren't gonna try to be as churchy
I
on
love you,
this podcast today? But here he is anyway.
Right, we went churchy-er.
We really did. Go ahead.
That's the worship of the Most High.
Adoration to you.
You reign on the throne.
You reign on the throne.
For you are God.
For you are God and God alone.
Well,
Because of you, my cloudy
Because
days.
of you, my cloudy days are gone.
I can sing to you.
I can sing to you this song.
I just want to sing.
I just want to say that I love you more than
This is part right here.
anything. Come on, let's hit that one more time. Such a sweet worship. I lift my hand in total adoration to you.
You reign.
You reign on the
For
throne.
you are God.
For you are God and God alone.
Because of you.
Because of you, my cloudy days are gone.
I can sing.
I can sing to you this song.
I just want to sing.
And I just want to say that I love you more than anything.
Here's the part that a whole lot of y'all don't know the words to, but it's actually a verse. Hold me in your arms.
Hold me in your arms.
You are my shelter.
You are my shelter from the storm.
When all my friends were gone.
When all my friends were gone.
You were right there.
You were right there all along.
I've never known.
I've never known a love like this before. Oh,
I just want to say.
I just want to say that I love you more than anything.
Say it again. Hold me in your arms.
I
you
love
go straight to I
you,
love you.
Jesus.
I worship and adore you.
I worship and adore
Just
you.
wanna tell you.
Just want to tell you,
Lord, I love you.
Lord, I love you more than anything.
Come on, you can only say this. You really know this.
Lift your hands and say it. I love you, Jesus. Come on,
God,
I worship and adore. I worship and adore. Y'all
Just
know this
wanna
song.
tell you.
Just want to tell you,
Lord, I love you.
Lord, I love you more than anything.
You can only say this if you really mean this. Come on, lift your hands where you're at and say, I love you.
I love you, Jesus.
I worship and adore you.
I worship and adore
Just
you.
wanna tell you.
Just want to tell you,
Lord, I love.
Lord, I love you more than anything.
Come on, say.
I love you, Jesus.
I love you, Jesus.
Oh, I worship and
I
adore.
worship and adore you.
I just want to tell
Just
you
wanna tell you.
that I love you, yeah,
Lord, I love you
more.
more than anything.
We say more than anything, yes we do. I love you, Jesus.
I love you, Jesus.
With my arms stretched out, I worship
I
and adore.
worship and adore.
And I just want to tell you,
I wanna tell
Lord, I love you, yeah.
you, Lord, I love you more than
anything. Yeah, stay right there. Stay right there. Just worshiping right there. What I love.
Lord, I love you more than anything.
Listen.
Yeah, that's it right there.
I feel like I'm ready to preach all over again. Y'all don't understand.
Listen.
Jay, did you tag IYF? Wow, Jay. Just wow, Jay.
That was a good extra look right there.
It was.
Listen, look.
My thing is that above it was dirt off your shirt.
I stay ready for praise and worship, man. We don't listen.
Y'all ready?
I don't play
no
that.
church hoppers around here. We got the tracks.
So if I'm if you don't feel welcome right now, I don't know what to tell you. So I ain't got to say welcome to the Real Talk Podcast right now. I know you tuned in and was like, is this church or the Real Talk? This is the Real Talk Podcast. But we decided to open up and have a little different, do a little church a little bit.
Listen.
Prophet Apostle Pastor JC was talking about opening up, doing praise and worship for me because we had some experiences today. And I was like, yeah. He said, no, I stay ready. He started playing this track, so we done messed around and gone to the real praise and worship for a second.
JC led worship with his church for about 20 years. So.
Well, listen, I know he did, but that's not the point. It's the point of the matter is that he did it and had his tracks ready.
Do it yourself.
Yes! So as always, I am your host, Pastor Jesse Jones. Over to my left, if y'all now can see when I say over to my left, y'all who are on the Real Talk Podcast Facebook page. Over to my left, we have the one and only God's Bullet. You heard of the prolific praise and worshiper. He is himself, Pastor J.C. McClurkin. I mean J.C. Wallace. Over to
J.C. McClurkin.
Over to his left, sitting over here looking like he just got off a tour at Vietnam.
Lieutenant Dan, I got your ice cream.
Look.
Ice cream.
I done dropped the mic.
Look, y'all, we done messed around and gave God his praise. Now we can go ahead and be petty. So we have the one and only, the liar himself. Even in the midst of God's presence, the liar himself, the one and only.
Lieutenant Dan.
She called him Lieutenant Dan.
You got new legs.
How you doing, man? Shrimp, jumbo shrimp, corn shrimp, popcorn shrimp. I got all the shrimps.
But y'all forget Forrest Gump was a million.
Y'all should have seen him when I pulled up earlier. He
Why
came out
this
like,
happen?
well, I always said if you became a shrimp boat captain, I'd be your first mate.
We in here about to be lit and cut up. Right across the table from Lieutenant J.C. Liar Dan, we have the one and only one who has to put up with him. I'm gonna be nice to you today, Maya. I'm not even gonna call you mother love. I'm really not. I'm not gonna do that to Maya today. I'm not gonna do that to her today.
Forgive and forget.
I got one for that. We are sitting right across is his esteemed wife, the one and only prophetess Juanita Jordan, right over here. How you doing? Or you can call her Maya Bynum, whichever you want to call her.
So you
it's the hair today. Let me mentor you.
Actually, yes. For for only $14.99.
I knew JC had one locked and loaded, ready.
Not Maya Clark.
He called the Maya Clark shirt. I'll take it.
It could have been me. It should have been me. But if it wasn't for the blood.
That's so funny. Oh,
just know
hilarious.
that I'm blessed and highly favored.
Man.
Shaba, Shaby.
Now that's Twinkie.
Yeah.
Twinkie.
Ron Clark.
Ron Clark and Twinkie.
What is that little noise she made?
I don't know.
Man.
But Jesse, you cold. That's up your alley.
I still know what noise she made, but yeah, I know the culture peoples now.
They go crazy with the Clark sisters.
As
And
they
speaking
should.
of Koji,
They are legendary.
Oh Lord.
speaking of Koji,
What did happen now?
Bishop Sheard had one of the best closes
Oh,
in a
I
long
thought you had
time.
something petty to say, but go ahead.
Nah,
Go ahead.
I listened to his
I will
message.
never speak
When he
against
preached.
any of
He preached the last day on official day.
Oh, okay.
And I listened to his message about going into the community and taking Jesus to the community. And I said, okay, wait a minute. We got somebody that's on something here.
Is that why you had that post today earlier today about the about we need to start taking to the
No.
the
I listened to that last Sunday.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, when I took an unexpected break. I called in sick last week. Like, yeah, you know what, guys?
I'm tired.
Ain't no stream coming today.
All right. So I was gonna take a break and just come back. We just gonna go ahead and go with it.
Come on, let's go. I'm ready.
All right, so we got
Let's go. Like our mission's going to do it next Saturday against Ohio State.
You just had to mess
we
it up.
win. Go
You
blue.
really had
It's
to
beat Ohio State week. It's official. It's on now.
I want to know why he felt like that was
strong.
appropriate for what we was doing. He
Because
just messed it all
we're
up
talking
and
about beating
everything.
the devil up. Let's beat the devil up then. Which is the Buckeyes.
You hear how quiet it got as you said that?
Yes, because greatness is being talked
You
about.
know,
you can't
realistically, today was really prophetic.
Prophet.
Yeah. You know how? Because you got on that camouflage vest.
Here it comes. He reaching into the deep. You brought this on yourself.
If you watched the Maryland and Ohio State game,
I watched it.
all of the coaches and players on the sideline had on camouflage vests,
Oh, God.
and they lost.
Well,
That's Maryland, though. That's the wrong M.
close enough.
It's the wrong M.
If Michigan loses, it's on you,
Yeah, I'm fasting this week.
Lieutenant Dan.
No, you fasting because you might need to fast. That camouflage vest looking a little snug.
I ain't worried a while.
Wow. It's fifth grade pictures?
No, seventh. So we're just going to see. Maya, don't you dare say anything bad about Michigan this week. You cannot use no words.
You gonna let him take that time with you?
I love being uncommitted when it comes to sports.
Uncommitted.
I like how you. That's a good segue. I appreciate that. We gonna go ahead and get into this topic before Jay comes out with any more lies. So our topic for today.
Tell me facts.
Our topic for today is where did you learn about commitment? There's this little TikTok video my wife sent me. So let me go ahead and get that ready to play. So
That TikTok video, just be to have graphics. You're a regular Larry Reid out here.
listen, I was gonna put it on as a do a screen like I did the last time. I don't feel like it's done.
I've unfollowed every blog, gossip column, everything, and my life has just felt so much more peaceful.
I bet it has. So here is somebody talking about this. I don't know who to give the credit to, but here's what they said.
America's the only country between the average age of 26, 27 to 31. We the latest, which is why we mess up the worst. If we teach them, all right, run through your 20s, you young, wait till 35. Well, he's running through women. Here go a man that don't know nothing about commitment. And then you expect him at 35 to be in a committed relationship? You expect him not to be looking all over the place when he's been looking all over the place since he lost his virginity? No, that's not. You teaching an undisciplined person or undisciplined man, and then now you expect that marriage to work?
So yeah, it didn't try to go into another video. So the statement basically was, how did you learn about commitment? He was saying that we teach young men, especially to not deal with commitment until they get older. And they get there. He said, run around, do what you got to do, sow your seeds and all that in your 20s. And then we expect them to know about how to deal with commitment in their 30s. But what you basically have is a bunch of undisciplined young men and undisciplined young women to a degree running around not being committed. And so it prompted a conversation between Falana and I about where we learned how to be committed from. Like for me, I honestly don't know. Like, it wasn't like my parents sat down and taught me about commitment in relationships. They really didn't. It was just that they were together. I told her I wanted to be married. I was thinking about marriage at like 10, 11, 12 years old, legitimately, and planning it because I wanted to be married. Well, because my parents had such a great marriage, because they didn't. Like, I didn't see any real affection between my mom and dad ever. I think in my entire lifetime, 41 years of life, well, be 39 because my dad died. No, 40 because my dad died last year. So it'll be 40 years of them being in my life. I think I saw my mom and dad kiss twice in 40 years. So it wasn't like they were overly affectionate. It wasn't like they were.
Actually,
You said that was good.
yeah, I wouldn't want to see that.
Oh Jesus, it's gonna be one of them. But yeah, so I didn't see any of that. Didn't see any hugs, none of that. And it was but it was something that was just like in me. I didn't really see any real what I would say would be the modern day age hashtag relationship goals type crap from the people around me, even the people in my church. But I just knew that I wanted that. Mm-hmm. Whereas she, who grew up in a one parent household, she was like, "Nah, bump this. I don't want to be married. I ain't thinking about marriage. I ain't dealing with that. I'm gonna do me for as long as I can do me, for as long as I can. If I go to hell, so be it. I'm cool with that." And so prompt this conversation about where we learned commitment, and more to the point, should we in the church especially, and just in general, especially in the Black community, do a better job at teaching commitment, not only in marriage and in relationships, but I want to broaden it out to even deal with just commitment as a whole. We don't see people on jobs long term anymore. We don't see people setting down roots and building homes and having equity in places like we used to anymore. Should we do a better job at teaching commitment? But first, where did you learn commitment? Like, go ahead, JC.
For me, life taught me commitment. Realistically,
Me too.
It's actually it's kind of twofold. A lot of commitment I learned through living through church. I was raised in a culture that not only emphasized commitment, but also part of serving is committing. And so because we were taught to serve, we were, inadvertently taught to commit. I just observed life, and that's where I learned commitment. But I also learned commitment in instability. And what I mean by that is that instability taught me commitment. Mm-hmm. Because what I've learned was the reason why most people are unstable is because they cannot commit in one way or another, whether it's relationship, whether it's on the job, whether it's at church, whether it's in friendships or whatever the case may be. Instability, I think, is at the root of, commitment is at the root of instability, or lack thereof. And so those are the areas that I really learned it. But I think more so I learned it just in my upbringing, because in everything that we did, ministry-wise, church-wise, there was a level of commitment. First, I watched my mom commit to ministry. I watched my mom commit to certain auxiliaries. I watched her serve. Same thing with my grandmother, my grandfather, on my mom's side in there, that is. But then what's so crazy about it, and this is not really to rail on my dad's side of the family, but on my mom's side is where I've seen a lot of the stability and commitment. On my dad's side, I've seen a lot of chaos because of instability and lack of commitment. And so the dynamic between the two sides, is real for me, because on my mom's side, I see people who know how to commit to relationship, who know how to commit to serving, who know how to commit to even their belief and their faith and their walk with God. And for me, especially since I accepted my calling at a very young age, I accepted my calling to preach at the age of 8, but I was actually preaching. A lot of people don't know. I actually started preaching when I was like 5. And it's just been something that was embedded in me. Like, I was taught the foundations of our faith when I was young. And so being baptized, what it meant, what communion meant, why it was so important for us to be disciples, and all that kind of stuff. And that is what helped drive my commitment to the faith and my commitment to calling. And then more so, even my commitment to people. And I think that that's the part that people realize, is that when you develop in your commitment to God, automatically you should develop in your commitment toward people, because it is His will that we serve one another. God gauges how we love Him and how we love one another. And so I think that's a big part of what people miss. And when we look at life and we see people with a lack of commitment and a lack of focus, it's because I think that we just don't take serious matters of commitment now more days. I told y'all this before. My barber, who was my barber forever, went to the same church, most of his life, up until he was almost 90 when he died. He joined that church at 16, and he stayed there and he served. He served faithfully. He served gladly. He's seen pastors come. He's seen pastors go. He's seen the church up. He's seen the church down. He's seen it go through. And what people fail to realize is that when you can't commit to something, it jeopardizes the integrity and stability of a thing. If it didn't have people like him in that church who would commit and weather the storms and aid through transition, then where would that church have been if it didn't have foundational members? And I think that we can take that even and apply it in our personal lives, because we see people like that now who they're there when you're up, but they're not there when you're down. It's because people don't have a level of commitment and genuine concern or compassion toward one another. And I think that with what this clip was saying, it's very important that we start teaching commitment early. Right now we live in a generation where parents are more concerned about their kids having a good time and living the life that they didn't live. But there's not so much emphasis on commitment and responsibility. And that started happening even with our generation, which is why you see marriages, people only getting married for the wedding. And we got cutoff culture, or the minute you go through a bump in the road in a relationship, you can walk away from it and not look back and have no effect for us, because we were not taught commitment. And, I've always wanted, to have that, 50-year wedding anniversary. I mean, at the age I'm at now, probably not. Be lucky if I get with somebody now and get 25 out of it. That'd be great. But I would like to be able to celebrate something long term. And I think that this world is really missing seeing that kind of stuff, man. To be able to celebrate longevity. Everything is quick, fast, in a hurry, on to the next one. And we don't see a lot of celebration of longevity, and that really breaks my heart.
That's good stuff.
I'm gonna need you to bring the mic up somewhere near you or something.
You can hear me?
Bruh, just bring the mic up, please.
Every time.
Every week.
This is crazy. But anyway, man, let me tell you something. I'm gonna talk about you and what you said to Jesse. But anyway, Don't
negate.
Don't get involved.
Got me making that face again.
Don't make me go down that mountain.
No. Stay on topic. Stay on message.
So no, the commitment is commitment from my upbringing was highly important. Especially just in the concept of this marriage. Mostly in my family have been married for ever and a day. My grandparents been married for nearly 60 years.
You got grandparents?
Yeah. If you met him, he would explain a lot about it.
I thought you arrived in a meteor crash.
like
Superman?
Came in a
Smallville for 20 years and just popped marriage is a big deal in our family. So it's just kind of like a thing of we've only had one divorce in 9 generations of people.
Oh, wow.
So, divorce is very, very taboo. It was like, when it happened, it was just like, what is this? You know what I'm saying? So people, most people get married in our family at 18 and just stay married forever. So commitment has always been something that's kind of instituted in our family, just kind of visibly saying. And like for our situation, it's a little bit different than Jesse. There's always been a balance that you've seen, not only the commitment, the affection, the provision, the all of that growing up. So it was a lot to inspire growing up in an environment like that. And I do think environments and atmospheres help cultivate, especially when you're young. I think you see that displayed because a lot of stuff people go by what they see. Especially when you're young, you soak in a lot of stuff. So you don't see uncommitment, you don't desire to be married because you don't see it. There's no tangibleness that you can see it. So I think I was blessed to see the commitment of that, of not only with marriage, but with membership. My uncle, he's been a part of the ministry for 40 years. Been the elder there forever. Not planning on leaving, not planning on going nowhere. So it's just the commitment, I think, is a lot of times if you show that example in that environment, then people will soak that in. But what we're in a generation now is that's becoming the minority, not the majority. Mm-hmm. And so you have a lot of people that are on about me, I'm going to do things for me. It becomes like a me generation now. It's self-preservation. So people don't long to be married because they ain't never seen it. And what they have seen didn't work. It was betrayal, divorce, and so they're like, I don't want to go through that. So some things are based upon traumatization, or how they
based on what? What was that word?
Made it up. Traumatization.
Yeah, I'm about to say who?
Made it up.
Traumatization.
That's why I made that word up. Yes, I did.
This is Kamala Harris.
Made that word up, but it's though it fits for my scenario.
Okay.
Does it?
Yeah, it fits for my scenario.
Just from what? To zero.
The double deception.
Came in here talking about like E40 and CeeLo Green.
E40 might be my cousin.
Oh my God.
See,
what he means to say is,
thank you.
Traumatization it means to be overly traumatized. I made a definition up for it too.
So you mean traumatization?
There's
no L in that word.
The word already
exists.
Yeah. I added trauma is over.
No. The word exists.
For the people, I'm coming up with a dictionary.
What?
Yeah, I'm coming up with a dictionary.
Pastor J. Jordan of Victory Harvest Church, he is willing to give someone $1,000 if they can spell that word and find it in a dictionary.
No, you ain't gonna find it. I'm gonna come up with my own dictionary.
So
if you want to donate to me,
are you going to write the dictionary, or are you going to get a ghostwriter? Because if you're writing it, then
commitment, as actually JC said, commitment in ministry and just building your character. There's nothing wrong with doing that early. And in that way, whenever it happens, you can be prepared for the one, whether it happens at 19 or whether you're 39 when they come along. Like, you should just be ready either way. But I've had some amazing couples who are still together. And I also know my friend Angel, one of her kind of daughters, she's been married a long time. She got married at like 18, 19. She's still married. Like, it's definitely a positive thing, and it's possible, and I root for all young couples.
So I root for them, well, as much as I can anyway. The problem that I have is I'm not necessarily a proponent of people getting married young necessarily. But I agree with JC when he said that we should be teaching commitment at a young age. Because what we don't do is teach commitment. I think there's a difference between teaching someone how to understand the importance, the value, the weight of commitment, and saying, hey, go try this life-changing experience right now, when most young people are not mature enough mentally emotionally or anything else to enter into it.
But they can make that decision on their own.
I won't stand in the way of somebody doing it, but I'm not necessarily a fan of it. Like, I'm not gonna say, hey, unless God pushed me, I'm gonna say, no, you won't get married. But what I am gonna say is, I caution you at a young age, when you don't understand, you're barely understanding yourself yet.
But that's what I'm saying. If you change how people are, if you change that, because the reason why that is a truth right now is because people aren't getting that. But if you change the narrative and as people start growing up with that, then they will know.
That's what he was saying in the clip, and I agree with that wholeheartedly. If we did things differently, like they do in most cultures that should be native to us, then I think that we would be in a lot better place as it returns to being able to have committed relationships and really have community. Mm-hmm. It's us niggas over here that you go over to any other black culture, any black black driven country, whatever the case may be, they have a culture, and a way in which they.
Don't worry about it. I got audio tape from the thing too. When that went out, it kicked everything.
Oh, okay. Am I still going?
No, you're still on the live, so I can pull the audio from that.
Okay. Yeah. So it's like like you said, we need to change the narrative. If we change the way that we rear and bring up people, then I think that realistically, I mean, even if we go biblical, we know that within historical context, who was it? Peter was probably one of the disciples who was actually married. Okay. Right? But in historical context, Peter was only maybe 20. Right. At the most. Or somewhere in that area, because of how they were brought up. That, by the 12, they began to start their understudy and being discipled and all that kind of stuff, and they start, by a certain age, before 18, you already are of rabbinic age, you know what I'm saying? And so it's all about cultural upbringing. And I think that the reason why you see it in other countries where people are able to commit and make sound decisions at a younger age is because they emphasize culture. Here, we have what, I hate to say it, they gave to us, And so, and oftentimes, we don't see commitment too, because you got to also understand that even when slaves, when we got here, even if they were married, they were separated. You know what I'm saying? And so, we have to look at all of that. In a historical context, it's like, why would I commit to something that you can take away from me? And I think that that's one of the biggest issues that we have, even here on this side of stuff, and it kind of melts into that other topic that we were going to talk about, is that, we are, they say, the minority here, and in every way they make sure they remind us that, because they can give and take or whatever the case may be. And so I think that knowing that in the back of our mindsets is what drives a lot of our decisions and the way that we view life. And it's almost, we take life over here in America as blacks in America as, well, shoot, we got to live it while we can. Yeah. And do what we can while we can, or whatever the case may be. And so we're not really taught things that we would normally be taught if we were still over there. You know what I'm saying? And so that was the point that he was making in that clip, where he was saying, over here, we're the only people who think the way that we think. And that's why and I agree with that. I support that. And it makes sense. If we're not teaching commitment, right? And we're telling people, well, live your 20s, live your life, do what you want to do. And it's literally a thing to tell females and men that everybody should have a whole phase. These are the things that we're teaching over here, right? Right. And then, okay, you say have your whole phase, but you never learn commitment. So in your 30s, you're supposed to just magically shut off the switch of hoeing?
Right.
What's that
and
saying?
expect to be able to enter into committed relationships?
Well, that's what I'm saying. So it's not that not an advocate of the teaching and the training. I still believe that there has to be and this is just me doing a paintbrush across the board. I believe there are outliers where there will be some who are mature enough and ready, but I believe that there is some things that has to happen as you experience life, where that prepare you not just because of what I've been taught, but what I've experienced helps prepare me for this grand type of commitment. So I'm not saying, no, don't teach. I absolutely believe in the teaching and the training. As a matter of fact, it's also biblical in that sense. The Bible says, train up a child the way they should go. So as a child, I should be teaching and modeling commitment in front of you. Ms. Tay was talking about how it's not just in those aspects, but we let them, but you know, they signed up for some sport or some after school activity and it starts to get harder, we let them quit, and that begins to set the tone. Mm-hmm. So I believe in teaching commitment in that way, and as they grow in every phase of their life. Right. So that at some point in their late 20s to early 30s, when the mind now in itself has fully matured, along with the teaching fully matured, because in general, modern medicine and science has taught us that our brains, our minds have not fully matured till we're almost 30. This is what they teach. Now, whether or not I am a scientist, I don't deal in the study of modern medicine. I can only tell you the stat that they have been thrown out for decades about it. So once that's become fully matured now, I'm not worried about whether or not some of these things that I have taught you haven't stuck the way they should stick. I believe in their 20s, there should be lessons about commitment. Like I was telling Philando, her and I were having a conversation about how bootleg my school was when I was growing up, how some things I did not experience in my high school experience that most normal kids. Like our school was ridiculously poor. I never dissected anything because we didn't have the ability to. We had a transparency, and my biology teacher was pointing at different portions of the frog on the transparency machine, and that was a test. We had to call it out for us to pass the test. Right.
That's whack.
Yeah, that's so what I'm talking about. No, we ain't cut nothing. We ain't cut. If you wound up cutting an animal, you did that at home, you was a psychopath. Like we didn't do that in school.
Jeez,
we didn't have it. We didn't have. That's what I'm saying. We had.
So that explains a lot, Jesse.
I grew up poor, so a lot of things I had to deal with, experience. So one of the things I was telling, I was like, so listen, you know how in a lot of kids sex education classes or health classes, they sometimes would have those babies that you would take home, whether they be the real baby, you just had to do a baby doll, and you had to learn how to be responsible through that. And now they've done away with that in most schools. I never had that to begin with. I believe doing that to kids in school to make them show that they can take care of something, let them see how this thing is going to go, show them what life is going to be like. And so there's going to be the ups, there's going to be the downs. One of my favorite games was Monopoly because of that. It's a long doggone game, but it teaches you some of the ups and downs of life. You got to monitor how you spend your cash. You got to be strategic in what you buy and what you do and how you acquire in order to be able to prevail. We don't teach these things. And so when they get of age to be able to do it, they go off the deep end. But I'm advocating that we teach them and still say, hold off just a little bit. Understand the thing you're getting ready to get into. Now, if you really fully do understand it, and you really are fully mature enough to do it, I'm all for it. Go for it.
But see, that's the thing, and I think that what we really need is a culture shock. And the reason why I say that is because I feel like if we are teaching these things and we're mimicking and mirroring what we teach, they develop a lot faster.
Absolutely.
And so, you know, I think the problem is that we try to teach people to do as I say
not as
I do, and that's what causes the discrepancy in development. Because I'm conflicted now. You're telling me this is the way, but you're living this way. And what he's saying is that in other cultures, not only are we raising our children up and teaching them this, but they're seeing it every day of their lives. And I'm of the belief, and I'm going to take a different approach to experience because I'm one of those people where I'd rather live through other people's experiences than make my mistakes on my own.
I know that's right.
That's just personally me. And so if I can see the experience of somebody living a healthy, fruitful relationship, I'd rather see that than to have to discover that on my own or try to figure that out. And so that's what when he said what he said, that's what I felt he was saying. See, the problem that I have is that with experience does not always produce growth or maturity. I have a problem with experience sometimes because sometimes I feel like experience sets us up for failure. Because if I take the approach that says this is the way that we should go, but hold off a little bit, then that gives that to me leaves a space for exploration, which could lead to bad experience. What am I saying here? Like say for example, the Bible says that we should not commit adultery or fornicate. We should not have sex before marriage. There are many reasons that I believe that God made that a commandment. One, child support. Two,
but it's fast though.
But not only that, but also to influence commitment.
Yep.
You know, when you get married, that's supposed to be the only person that you have laid with, right? Now, what happens if you leave your life to chance and experience and you've had all of these experiences before you've had commitment?
Right.
Now you're trying to commit, but you've had experience. And what happens if your wife ain't as experienced as the people that you've experienced? Because if you don't have nothing to compare it to,
that's right.
You don't have nothing. Because I believe that the reason why a lot of marriages, even in the sex department, you wouldn't know if your wife wasn't doing it right, or if she wasn't everything that you desire, if you weren't out here having a pornographic time in the Lord.
Wait, why we gotta put Jesus in the
like seriously.
In Jesus' name.
Like seriously. Like even myself, I am sexually experienced.
We know.
And now I, in certain ways, when I'm thinking about getting married, that's in the back of my mind. What if my wife does not level up to my experiences? How is that going to make me look at her? So, is that going to be a detriment to our marriage? Is that going to drive a wedge? Am I going to have to be frustrated trying to coach her up? What if she has more pornographic experience than me?
But what you're talking
because
about,
they're doing stuff out here like spitting in each other's mouths. What am I spitting in her mouth?
I promise you, I'm punching face in my mouth.
Listen, this is the stuff that they are. No, I'm saying this. It's real talk, ain't it?
No, I know. I'm just saying.
This is the stuff that we're doing. So what I'm saying is that if we limit our experience, but influence teaching, training, upbringing, and showing people the way, then yes. Get it done younger. Be the husband of one wife like God intended to be. Because if I could have been Jay Jordan and not had sex until marriage, man, I would have did that. But no, me as an 8th grader sneaking to the arts room, clapping cheeks like I had no business, and that's my experience.
What middle school is this?
Don't worry about it. Okay? You didn't go there. Otherwise, you wouldn't be a virgin.
You mean was a virgin?
Dang.
You couldn't say would be.
I went to
because it is.
That makes sense. That makes sense. Yeah. That makes sense.
Right down the street a little bit. No, but seriously. And so I think sometimes we tell people, experience life. But what happens when experiencing life is against the will of God for your life?
But go ahead.
Let me piggyback on that. Also, when it comes in terms to community, because I'm a big component of the quality of life of a community as a whole. You know, we always complain about let's take for example the Kia boys or Kia kids, because I guess there's some girls in there. You know, when you have that live life, You have so many people who have babies' mothers or babies' fathers where they don't know them because they met them and like 24 hours later they was intimate, you know, and you don't know how crazy they are. You don't know this, or even maybe they're not crazy, but just because of the fact that, you know, you're not together, they moved somewhere else in the country, these kids is missing their father, getting involved in the wrong crowd, and it is affecting the community. So and I'm not saying that, you know, God is definitely a keeper, but you can't be like, you don't know nothing about commitment, wait till you're 30. He's saying from 18 to 30.
That's what people fail to realize is that there are external ramifications for our actions, and that's why we don't get it right when it becomes to community, being a village, raising up our children the way that they should go, is because we don't teach people that your actions don't just affect you; they affect the community. And that's the and I think that is why it's so important that we need a culture shock. We need to begin to teach holistic living at a young age. We need to get back, and it may sound legalistic. It may sound a little old-fashioned, a little played out. It may buck against current trends or whatever the case may be. But when you're talking about leaving a legacy and leaving an inheritance for your children's children, what happens when you leave an inheritance that they're not prepared for?
Right.
But so what I'm saying, though, I think it's
Absolutely
misunderstood. What I'm saying isn't that there's levels to what I mean when I'm talking about experience. So I'm not saying experience as in, yo, go out and still be clapping these cheeks and get it all that you can get and then 30 turn it off. That ain't what I'm saying. When I'm talking about experience, there are things in life that you can, so let me put it like this. I got married my first time around when I was 24 going on 25, right? My wife was 20 going on 21. If I could have waited and still dealt with her in a committed relationship, not doing the external, the extras, but just dealing with, okay, I know that you would like that you were the person I think that I want to spend with the rest of my life. Let's grow and understand some things about each other more. Let's deal with each other more first and understand. Let's talk to some married people and understand some of the things they went through. So in my service today, we wound up getting on a conversation about marriage. I forget how we even got there. We got into a conversation about marriage in the service. But I was telling them, I said, listen, my boy Jeff Howard, good dude, love him. When Falon and I first got married, one of the things we used to say our whole first year is, this thing is easy. Man, this thing just works. Everybody talking about, you got to put in some, and you got to do this, and this is just working for us. And then Jeff told me, he said, bruh, I'm telling you, love ain't love till it's tested. Much like faith ain't faith till it's tested. You won't understand if you really love this person, how much you really love this person, until you're forced to put that love into action. You think you're doing it now, but you're really not, because everything is easy. I said, man, you just mad because my marriage is easy right now, and you got some issues in yours, bro. And I'm so glad he didn't punch me when we didn't start a fight. He understood as a young kid, even though I was now in my 30s, he understood that there was a disconnect. And shortly thereafter we had that conversation, I started going through some issues that should have separated us. But because of the experience I had in my first marriage, and experiences she had in a relationship she had, and we really wanted to make this work, we kept pressing through. And every trial and every issue, every situation, we kept pressing through. But we got that girded in us because of some life experience, not just relationally, but life experience that taught us, along with the right teaching, how to push through difficult times. What I think that a lot of the issue is, a lot of the disconnect in young people getting married, to me, these some of the young people I've talked to and dealt with, a lot of the issue and disconnect is they have the mindset, even if they were taught about loyalty and commitment and marriage and all this other stuff, they have the mindset of it shouldn't be this hard. when they don't recognize sometimes it is the trial that forges you. It's the trials that make you. It's the trials that get you stronger. It's the trials that do those things. And so as you're allowing the fire to forge you and meld you into something, you have to stay in the fire. To do that is more than just a teaching and a training. I have to understand what fire is. I have to be hit with some stuff so that I can see that my metal is actually what I think it is. Because if not, what you'll find yourself having is a lot of people who've been taught about commitment, taught about relationship, taught about sticking to it, will still be disillusioned because they feel like, I should be able to do this better. We see it in church all the time. Christians come in and, oh my God, I know that being saved is not the easiest thing in the world, but I'm here and the Holy Ghost gonna keep me and Jesus is my protector. And then Satan comes and beats the hell out of them. Mm-hmm. And now you don't see them for 6 months because they're disillusioned. Like, I thought God was supposed to.
But see, that's another problem that we have over here.
Don't understand conflict
Because
resolution.
not only do we not understand conflict resolution, but we also don't understand community. Because if we were having church somewhere else in another culture, when somebody goes missing, we go get them.
Yep.
Yeah.
Here, you can go missing,
And the Makiras.
and then you don't show up until 3 Mother Days later. And they're like, "Where you been at?"
Three Mother Day later.
Yeah, because we don't. And so I get what you're saying, but like I said, it's the culture
Yep.
that prohibits these things from being a reality. Because if what you say is that ease a little bit, then let's apply that to even our relationship with God. Mm-hmm. Should we wait then until we're ready? Or do we encourage people to get in and allow the fires of our relationship to test us while we're in it?
So that's a wonderful actual question we should want to get a little deeper into, because my response to that would be, but God's not really going to really draw you for real until he knows you're ready. He's not going to call you, really call you, until you're ready. Because, and this is how my mind thinks it, even using what I understand through the scripture and how God works. So, because his desire is that none should perish, rejection of him can cause you to perish. So I'm not going to say, come on, and you just jump on board, and then you get saved, and you try to work this thing out, and you really wasn't ready for it. You just came because, I think he called me. And I get messed up. And now I'm back out here in the world, and now the demons that was on me beforehand are 7 times stronger, and I may never recover. We make that mistake a whole lot of times in the body of Christ as is now. Sometimes you just have to let a person keep coming.
I just don't even, but I don't agree that that's a mistake. I think that is discipleship. Mm-hmm. That's what we're supposed to do. Mm-hmm. It was never a matter of, if they're ready, we go, regardless. Mm-hmm. That is what we're commissioned to do as disciples, to go make more disciples.
Yeah.
And if people attach to it, fine. Mm-hmm. If they don't, also fine. Yeah. But we don't stop going because they don't attach to it. Yeah. We keep trying.
But I think the problem with that is that what we wind up doing is we wind up trying to cast too wide a net when we've been given assignments that there are people that we specifically have the ability to win, witness to, disciple, and produce good fruit to, and we wind up spending so much time on these ones who aren't our assignment or aren't our assignment yet, and miss the ones who are our assignment because I have to keep running back out and going again, and running back out and checking on the faithful ones.
But the thing is then that's not a matter of them, that's a matter of you, because you were trying to catch somebody else's assignment. Mm-hmm.
But that's my point.
And so it wasn't that they weren't ready. It's just that you weren't the one that they were supposed to be looking for.
Yeah.
And so I don't believe that it's always, because I can have a conversation with, and we've seen this all the time, where I can say something to you as your pastor and you not receive it. And a guest speaker come in and we get offended by it and we'll say, well, I've been saying it the whole time. No, it wasn't for you
Son.
If you weren't the person they was supposed to receive it from, and I know that as your
And the picture, we lost the picture too because of Wi-Fi.
Oh.
Yeah, but I was still on my hotspot.
So you know you should have said the devil did it. Every time there's a sound issue in every church in the last 35 years, the devil in his sound. Demon let this
Because he be doing it.
demon come out these microphones. These microphones are gym sound microphones. That's why.
So here we gonna do. We're gonna get ready to go to the band trip, but I'm gonna hit up one of our commercials real quick.
Who's the
And
commercial?
then I got commercials now.
No, who's the commercial?
You'll see when the commercial come on. Just
You
calm
gonna
down.
promo commercial?
We'll be right back after this word from one of our sponsors.
My name is Amanda. I'm the owner of the G-Spot Accessories and More. And I have been doing this since August of 2020. I wanted to start my business because I didn't see anyone else doing what I was doing. I wanted to just step out on faith and make couples happy, other people just spice up their sex life. My business is basically for single people, married people, just anybody. 18, they can be 79, I don't care, but if it makes them happy and pleases them, I'm perfectly fine with it. What separates my business from other competitors are I am very convenient. You can reach out to me at any time. I don't mind meeting you, shipping it. Just openly to please you. Whatever you need, I'm there for it. So, quality, the toys, they're A1. I have like no problems out of them at all, and other people don't. But everything is just amazing. So my items or products are for everyone, whether you're gay, straight, couple. I have a little bit of everything. Well, I have dildos, I have pocket pussies, I have two-head dildos. Whatever you need, I have it. Where there's pheromone, lubricant. I try to have a little bit of everything. Swings, so just to lighten up stuff and just have your night enjoyable and one you will always remember.
And welcome back.
That was interesting, wasn't it? Ladies, how you feel after that advertisement?
Fellas, how y'all doing? Ladies, y'all alright?
Please pick up your pocket pussy.
Ryan, did you leave yours at home?
Oh my goodness.
I take it
Listen,
wherever.
listen, for anybody else, if anybody else who wants to be sponsored with Real Talk Podcast,
Janet is ordering
and we'll
right
talk
now.
about
Like it's QVC.
Janet's looking at the screen like, what's that item number again?
we support all
Did
all
she say
kingdom
3 easy
business.
payments in 1995?
I support all kingdom businesses. Yeah, she's saying.
What church is gonna do?
No, that's one of Bishop Shaman's people that's ready to love
Well,
her.
wipe me down.
He said, "Why? I hate you for that. I hate you for that so much." Oh my God.
Can y'all hear now?
Right. I think once people get wind of the type of advertisement, they gonna start watching the show.
Yeah, I didn't know we had right like
This is, see, if you pay, I told you, if you listen to the audio.
Well,
this
let me
is some
shoot
of the
my
same thing on
video
the
on
audio
my
too.
new condom line.
What's that? Always breaks.
wow.
Hold on.
Wow.
You can't be having a bunch of kids that be like, "I got a condom line out in the cannon." You
Greenleaf
cannot do.
Harvest condom lubricants.
Greenleaf harvest.
Cavalry family.
Wait!
Got the
Mama, look at my mom's
You
comment.
get the 96 pack. It's
What'd
called
you
the
say?
Cavalry pack.
cavalry and bring your sponsor.
She sees the concept. For the G Spot accessory sponsor. Oh God, I can't remember what the doggone name.
Nice thing.
I'll get to go on Facebook and Google G Spot accessories, and you'll find the
10% of
spot.
proceeds go.
You hear that? Go on Facebook and Google.
Listen, search Google whatever.
I'll text
I can't remember
I'll
what
text you later.
I can't remember
I'll
what
figure it
her
out.
site info is at the top of my head
First of
right
all,
now.
let's say this
But
right
if you
now.
go on Facebook and search G Spot, it's
I text you, but my phone don't work.
Jesse. So have you
that's as you've been looking at it all day.
have you used the sponsorship?
Yes.
Are you
We
satisfied with it?
listen.
Good.
I'll let my wife tell you about that. We bought something from them. That's all you
You
know.
got pocket.
We bought. I said we. Me and my wife. We got something. Yeah. I ain't gonna tell you. Don't be worried about my bedroom trying to get ideas. Listen. I know you like your titty
He
stuff,
got
but
the
you
pocket.
cannot be over in my
Jesse
bed.
got the pocket pussy for when
Stay in your bed.
when he got to preach out of town and fly to K-Bell.
Put it out real quick.
I don't think they make one thick enough.
It was a
so
designated
anyway,
gift.
we're gonna move on.
For being named Bishop-elect.
Here you go, bitch. You might get loaned.
I hate both of y'all so much.
We don't give out collars no more. We give out pocket pussies. This is your Shamir.
That's a new mantle.
You don't get miters, you get pocket pussies.
That's the shofar you blow into.
You got your 3 just gates, one don't work. So they got like buy one, get one free?
It's not a staff, it's a whip. Oh, man.
You about to go from high praise to SMN, what's it called, SMN? I don't know.
You mean S&M?
That's what I said. That's good.
My wife is trying to be helpful. She texted me the group, but that's
You
not.
use these ropes
that's
to
not
tie
the
your
group.
fatted calf.
This is not the how you give myself away.
Hey, however you gotta give yourself. Hey,
So did
listen.
she give you anything for your, when you got became a bishop of this and that?
This
No, she
here
better not. My wife
is
would kill
for the
her.
ram in the bush.
Hey, that's good. That'd be a good package.
That's so funny.
To get the syrup package.
Syrup. We in prison now?
No, the syrup package.
No, that's the. Oh, you said Sarah.
Oh, I thought you said
I'm
syrup.
saying, bro, I'm getting ready to put honey packs on the ham this year for Thanksgiving. If I go to Ohio, I'm putting honey packs on the ham. Y'all know what the honey packs is?
Nope. I don't trust you.
Look it up.
Put it on Facebook.
Go on Facebook and Google it. You hear that, Janice? Be the blind lead the blind.
Be like, I didn't even know you could Google on Facebook. This is all new adventure.
That's what they call searching, but it's called.
Elon Musk's about to buy Google because of you.
He ain't got Google money.
Yeah, that's what it ain't.
He ain't even had Twitter money. You know how many banks and stuff is involved with that?
There, this is the Facebook page.
Really?
Yeah, I told you. Yeah. G-Spot accessories and more. I had to find it.
So the ham.
The
You
G-Spot
was right there.
accessories and more.
They gonna be trying to take a nap like,
Listen,
wait a minute.
they gonna be tripping off of this one. This ham gonna be a game changer.
What's going on?
This is your boy.
Oh man.
Hold on. What's her name? Janice? Maya's mama. Hold on, Maya's mama. I'm getting ready to put it up on the screen in just a second. Give me a second.
I heard about the honey patch from a friend. Oh, okay. What friend is this?
Yeah, what friend is this?
My mom
For a friend.
She said, I don't need to go.
I'm gonna put a honey pack on your nephew's ham sandwich.
What?
Then take it to the street. See how you act again.
Oh my gosh.
Yes, you got any more? We got a
Hold on.
commercial?
I'm about to. No, it's not a commercial. I'm about to pick up for. Well, you know how your boy, how your husband is.
This, I mean, there's that one guy that says, the one old white guy. He always like, when I drink.
They freaky in Mississippi. I ain't gonna lie.
I ain't never been to Mississippi, but do that. Come on, you go to Memphis. Bishop Chamberlain, you all right. Shout out to Bishop Chris Chamberlain. Amen. He ain't bad. Church, I go and visit this church that month. We gotta go. Did they give it to you at the door like envelopes?
Like offering, like an honorary envelope.
What is your mama's name again?
Janice Henry Williams.
That Janice. Here, it's on the screen. This is what you need to put in Facebook, and
Oh,
you'll
you
find.
can put
You'll
it on the
find her.
screen. Everybody don't listen.
That way you can find her. She
Miss
good people
Amanda.
too. She good
The
people.
G-Spot, accessories and more.
I need to say the word right if you're gonna say it.
I said the G-Spot, accessories and more.
Accessory. You said accessory. I don't know what an accessory is.
Yeah, 892 following. Oh, okay. She got some followers.
Yeah.
She got a dollar deal or something?
I don't know. I ain't been on there in forever. But I know that this is her
Yeah,
spot.
sale
What she
like
do.
going on October 5th.
And so there you
Oh,
go.
there's a dildo that's rainbow.
This dude is fascinating.
Is that a glow?
Would you go hug your husband? I think he needs a hug.
She had a rainbow there. It was rainbow colored.
What are you looking at dinglings for? Go find a different section.
Let's go ahead and get in this bed mess around.
When Jesse put on the screen, he had a rainbow. dildo.
Before no, I put her title on
Yeah,
the
but you
title of
showed
the thing on the screen.
and her cover picture had a rainbow dildo and a glow.
Let's go ahead and do that. That's what we got for today.
She sells.
I don't know. I didn't think that was, male genitalia was all in my face.
Most toys are male genitalia. They're most toys are for women. What are you talking about?
Never been to Lions Den.
That's a shame.
Yeah.
So this first banter we got going on, I'm trying to.
I did go to the one on Main Street.
Priscilla's?
What was the one on Main Street? Main by Burnett.
Is you gonna let me get in the bathroom or you gonna
It
talk?
was back in the day. It's like the early 2000s.
What are you talking about?
It was a little like an adult shop right there on Main and right by Burnett. I don't know that little side street,
You used to go to the Plug Nickel, didn't you?
I don't know, the one by Mirage. It wasn't that far from Mirage.
You used to go to the Plug Nickel, man.
You don't remember that little porn shop there right by the Mirage?
I didn't really go to Hole in the Wall ones. I mean,
Oh, you been to them? How many you been to, man?
Yeah, it seems like you're the only square at this table, buddy.
Jesse ain't been to no. He ain't been to no porn shop.
some riot
That what you
He might not have been in a strip club. He just been to the Lions Den.
Wow.
More than one occasion.
You've been to the Lions Den, but not strip
There,
club.
there was
He
Lions
got
Den.
a pocket pussy.
I don't have a pocket pussy.
What color is it, Jesse?
It's my wife. That's what it is.
It got a pink.
She could fit in my pocket. It'd be even better.
Can y'all hear? Is that better? Can y'all hear me?
Miss Tay says going in and out.
Yes, well, I didn't know if it was us moving around.
I don't think this is.
Yolanda says she ain't got no problems. Miss Tay says
She
going
probably
in
hearing this through the door.
You're just fine. It's gonna be right in my living room. I do want to tell everybody just.
No, we ain't listening to nothing you got to say. We're going to move on right to
I
the
was
real
just
talk
want to thank
banter.
everybody for the donations today for the food drive. Thank you, anybody on
You
here.
said that on Facebook. I just can't get over the fact that you ain't never been to the Lions Den.
So we ain't
Go
gonna get
back.
to bed. That's what we're going to do? Okay. Go ahead and get out
That's
this.
why you ain't got the Daniel anointing.
That's why.
Yolanda said the sound is going in and out.
Could you
That's
hear?
all right. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna rebroadcast this not too long from now. The stream already set up is gonna have it so it shouldn't have these issues because I'm sick of trying to mess with this doggone audio. How about that?
That's right. Yeah.
We
Yeah.
can
She
we can
spice
better
up.
do that.
You make sure you
Doggone
share
action is
out.
messing this up.
Spice up your life.
Come on, sister. I
So
mean.
I didn't have a good experience with
If you're
Benjamin
married.
Columbus.
For who?
No, just tell Jesse I didn't have a good experience with Benjamin.
Unless
Oh, you got
Spectrum,
Spectrum?
yeah, unless Spectrum wants to give me a sponsorship, Spectrum sucks.
Yeah,
If
'cause
Spectrum and Spectrum wants, and that's why it's going in and out. See, the doggone they just kicked us out for half a second.
I think we got 300 with AT&T.
Mm-mm.
We done?
Oh, I don't
don't do 18. I can tell you that right
Absolutely
now.
not. I think y'all got the 25.
Yeah, dude, I still be.
I'm dead serious.
Yeah,
I don't even think they offer because your building's too old to have the 300.
Oh.
Yeah, y'all. Theirs is still DSL at that building, and then the max is like 25. Yeah, I used to hate y'all's internet.
Yeah, it sucks.
Y'all's internet was faster when you had that Verizon box.
Yeah, way faster. And they bring that box back.
Turn it loose. Turn it
I would
loose.
have fought Verizon for that one. Like, listen,
Yeah.
Suddenly the line went dead.
I ain't tripping. Hey, that was clutch because I was
So-
using it all the time.
All right, we gonna get this band or what? What we doing?
Yeah,
Let's do this
All right,
in
so-
the Lions Den.
The topic
G-Spot.
Make sure y'all check out G-Spot accessories
and more.
and more.
Yeah, what else he sell? Like ice cream cones? Like, what's the more?
What?
She got me up with a prize.
So the first time for the band. So Black Panther 2 came out. What are y'all thoughts on? We're gonna start before we get into the meat of this banter. What are y'all thoughts on the Black
Get
Panther
right into
2?
the meat.
I loved it.
5 stars.
JC?
I'm processing. All right, yeah, it was dope. It was dope. You know, I liked it better than the first one.
I love the storyline.
I think it had more depth. I mean, and I know that they had a lot more to go with on it, but I think that the substance of it, for one, and I'm gonna say this.
Go ahead.
First one was more nostalgia than anything, and I get this one too because of the sentimental value that it added to it. But the first one, we were just excited to go to the theaters and see the black hero on screen, and everybody showed out in droves. And you know, good movie was Lion King. If we're gonna be honest about it, it was the Lion King. Did Simba visit the ancestral plane?
So here's the thing, though. For me, I think it was literally to me the exact same plot as the first one. Just so check it. Instead of black on black, we have black on brown. We had a journey to discovery about being the Black Panther. T'Challa was understanding what his dad did and reconciling that. It was his sister trying to reconcile the death. So we had a funeral plus the same plot. I think so. I hold it in the same amount of.
We didn't have a funeral. We had 2 funerals.
Oh no! So to me, they didn't do Mama right. Like no.
What do you mean?
T'Challa's funeral, we got to see them dancing down the street and the whole nine. We done fast forward and she died in one of the worst ways possible. How she the queen of freaking Wakanda and she ain't got nobody in the castle with her protecting her? I don't care what's going on up there. Ain't nobody protect the queen. Nobody. It's just her and the girl. Okay, well, she dies because nobody doing their job. And the next scene is them unveiling the casket with her emblem at the top.
The same thing we said about Martin Luther King, but he still got shot.
We ain't dealing with Martin Luther King. How he bring Dr. King?
You ain't never met Dr. Martin
But the
Luther
thing
King.
is, and one of the reasons why she didn't have nobody protecting her in the castle, that also you gotta understand, just 24 hours before that, she fired the head person in charge of security.
Yeah, but that person,
There was no leadership there.
But and not only did she fire the head person in security, she sounded pretty much most of the scene. If you hear when they go to the next scene, when old girl goes to recruit the other soldiers, the other ones have been set down too.
Yeah, she was sweeping up some.
Yeah, she was over there sweeping up damage stuff.
She was.
You know, so it was more than just that. And then too, she's the one that told them to go solidify the borders and watch the waterways and stuff like that. Now, who was supposed to be back with her was Yuri. But remember, she was like, "Mother, I gotta go."
But that's my point. Still, because she's the queen, she is supposed to be
but
your most valued.
But also, that
person.
place where they were is supposed to be the most fortified place on.
You still don't leave your queen at any point in time, huh?
So it's like, yeah, I get what you're saying, Jesse. You just so objective.
No, I'm just saying, but so like it was for what
I don't
it was,
agree
it
that was
good.
I don't agree it was the same movie. I mean, it was them different fronts coming at them. They had the other governments had turned on them because they were trying to steal their stuff.
Yeah, so
And then-
the first one, what they're trying to steal the
And it's not necessarily that they were going to war with the people of Tokalan either. It's just that was a consequence of
the decision that they made.
not even just the decision they made. If she didn't kill old girl, he would have never declared war.
If they didn't take her daughter, she'd never killed old girl. So it's still a consequence of action. Much like if T'Challa's daddy hadn't killed his brother, none of Killmonger would have happened. But
here's the main thing about the first and second one. T'Challa was not going to die in this movie. It was they had to rewrite a movie.
No, I'm not saying it's a bad thing I'm just saying it was literally like watching.
If you read the original script, it was a totally different movie.
No, I get that.
They had to pivot, and that's what brings the brilliancy of Ryan Coogler.
No, I get that. I'm not knocking the
Yeah,
job that he did.
I just think it was a better movie. I
not.
think they had more depth. I think the action was
She
better.
carried the movie.
Yeah,
As she should have. And really, she kind of did a real great job, even in the first one, like low key.
Oh, yeah,
to then let me
absolutely.
know that she was going to do a phenomenal job.
And
in the
Winston
second.
Duke stole every scene he was in.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was brilliant. He was brilliant. She was brilliant. Angela was brilliant.
And that scene with her
And the choreo.
man.
Yeah, that was. Somebody said they was trying to out Oscars each other on that.
I think they were. I swear they were.
Yeah.
Everybody wanted
Yeah.
Oscar for this one.
Yeah.
God, no.
That was Oscar work.
That was Angela Bassett against brothers.
Yes.
That was
Yes.
such a powerful scene, man. But I loved the movie, man. I liked it better than the first one.
Oh, I liked it better than the first one. I think to me as a movie gets the same
It's
grade.
one of the best movies for a very hard situation. Because it could have been very
It
bad.
would have been trash. You're right.
And for them to pull that
It's
off,
one of the best Marvel movies they put out.
yeah.
Which brings me to the actual band. For y'all who are still on, I'll put this up on screen for y'all too.
Ramonda.
Wow.
Oh, Jesus. Take me, Lord.
She's not for real, like,
So down here you see Marvel Phase 4, right? And in Marvel Phase 4 we had Spider-Man Far Away From Home,
That's right.
The Black Widow, The Eternals, Black Panther 2, Doctor Strange 2, and Shanghai, that's the movie with 10 rings. These are the movies that come out in Phase 4 so far. Guardians of the Galaxy 3 hasn't come out yet, right? So these
Phase 4 though.
yeah, but it hasn't come out yet. Guardians of the Galaxy 3?
But it's not Phase 4. Phase 5. I think 4 ends with the
I'm just looking at the screen. And it's
Yeah, it's
Phase 4
supposed to.
right
It's
now.
supposed to be Phase 4.
I'm just saying. But the other ones that we know that come out right now that are Phase 4, what's the best one and why? And to me, it's between Black Panther and Spider-Man. Like, easy.
I'm going to say Spider-Man. Only reason why is no one's the best Spider-Man ever made, hands down. I think it was the movie that faced more adversity than Black Panther because it was coming off the tail end of COVID. So it was not guaranteed to be a bona fide hit. It had more adversity than people going out to theaters than Black Panther did. It was.
Talking about the substance of the movie.
But I'm just saying.
You know how JB, he always
Right,
goes off
I
on
just,
them.
you know, because of COVID.
But what I'm saying
Yeah,
is
you know, Tom Holland, he caught the flu for 2 weeks. They had to pause production. Like, Jesus Christ.
They had no popcorn in the lobby.
Yeah. Like, then I had to go see it at daggone movie tavern. It's just,
And Tobin, while I heard he had to sew his own Spider-Man costume because
But you gotta
bigger.
think about the adversity of dropping a movie in a time period where people were afraid to come.
No.
I don't think that has nothing to do
with
with it because the script was never not tarnished or off because of it.
But you gotta think about too when Spider-Man is. I think it gave you more of an Avengers.
Just say you're a Spider-Man fan.
Well, I'm a Spider-Man fan, but I'm saying they think of Tobey Maguire came out, Andrew Garfield came out. The reactions for that in most theaters was, like
It was nostalgia.
Yeah, it was nostalgia fact. No one's seen that coming.
Nostalgia, what? I just told him. I said word and he still said it wrong. It was nostalgia. Yeah, it was nostalgia.
Also, you got to think about the performance of Jimmy Fox, Green Goblin.
So no, I refuse to get that. But
Jamie didn't do much in that movie.
He really didn't. And what you're comparing his performance then to is you're comparing it to the piss poor performance they put on him the last time he was on the.
Green Goblin stole the show in that movie.
Y'all ain't gonna say nothing. I'll be standing here, but Nick. Right. that was the highlight of his role there. Like,
right. But Green Goblin still did. Green Goblin was a better villain.
He should have. He was the main villain.
But I'm gonna say he was a better villain than Black Panther villain.
I disagree with that. I was almost.
Even though Green Goblin killed Aunt May in cold blood.
That don't got nothing to do
He
with
killed
nothing.
Angela Bassett. I love.
JC might be 50-50 on that.
What?
Aunt May's death.
I
love Aunt May, but
she and Angela Bassett.
Green Goblin, there was too many villains in that movie for it to, like, yes, he had a stand out, and it was impressive that he's 97 years old and signed up to do his own stunts and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, I get that, but better than Namor?
I don't know. I think it's a better villain.
Namor was poetic, like Thanos, poetic. He was smooth. He had game. He was sentimental. He was emotional. He didn't even want to be a villain. It was just the way he was positioned.
He was positioned to be a villain,
and he had to embrace that in order to protect his people. Same thing with Bruce Wayne.
He was Killmonger in a whole different way.
Yeah.
Because he was the kind of villain that if you just listen to his logic, it's like, you got a daggone point.
Yeah, I was with the brother.
Yeah.
I was with him.
I was even with him when he wanted to kill the young black scientist. He's like, listen, I don't want to kill her, but she's the only one that can help them find.
Not only that, he said, how many scientists have you guys protected?
Right.
So, let's be real about it. So I get it. I understood it.
She's like, I forgot which one it was.
Oh, stop it. What was the name of the place that Namor was from?
Tokeland or something like that?
The comments is from a land.
We asked about the comics. We asked about the movie.
Tokeland.
Just brother.
Siempre Tokeland.
So you went with them?
Yep.
You going with Black Panther? All right. Who you got, Jeff? No, you go.
I told you who I'm battling with. It legitimately for me is a battle between Spider and Black Panther 2. Like Spider-Man was it was a nostalgia fest. You're absolutely right. But of all of the ones that come out prior to Black Panther 2, its cohesiveness was better to me. I wasn't a fan of Doctor Strange 2. And it's not even because of all the witchcraft. I just wasn't a fan. It just didn't have. It didn't give what it was supposed to give to me. Eternals sucked.
Yeah. I think that's the worst one.
I hated the Eternals. What's up? Sorry, y'all. He just showed me a score.
What in the world?
Tennessee just got spanked by the game.
How did they get to these 6 points?
Bruh.
Yo!
Wow!
Wait a minute.
Oh, that made things very interesting.
Very interesting.
I can't wait till Tuesday.
Bro, But you know what? This gives a door to Bama. This
Nah,
might give a
not-
door
not-
to Bama.
Not that much of one. Nah,
If the
nah.
right chips fall in the next couple of weeks, it could.
No, it's gonna take more than just that to
because
get you to the
Bama got handed by them and LSU.
How did that happen though?
Any given Sunday, or in this case, any given Saturday. My name is Willie. The Eternals suck. I hate the Eternals.
I did too. I fell asleep the first time.
Oh,
I did too. we was in there knocked out.
He scored again.
Oh,
I also hated Shanghai.
really?
Yeah, Shang-Chi the Ten Rings. I wasn't.
I like Shanghai.
I hated it.
It was a solid movie.
Here's why I hate it. For
No,
me.
I don't want to know why you're here. What's your pick?
I'm still balanced, so I'm really trying to figure it out on the fly. Like I really don't know. Spider-Man Far Away from Home and Black Panther 2 is my toss-up. So I'm really trying to figure it out. So I was legitimately going to listen to y'all's
You had
reasoning
3
and see
days.
which way it was going to float. If you knew what I did the last 3 days, including the
So
day,
here's my pick,
which one you got? What you got?
and it's gonna shock y'all.
No, it ain't.
Shang-Chi.
Really?
That's why you said it. That's why you was like, you hated it? Yo.
Y'all know I'm a Spider-Man fan.
Absolutely.
Right?
Y'all know I love niggas.
Mm-hmm.
For me, both
Spider-Man
Spider-Man and Black Panther, even though phenomenal movies, scripted well, everything, acting great, storylines great, there was still a lot of nostalgia in that for me that would make my opinion biased. Okay? For it to have introduced all new characters to the universe that most people did not see unless they're fan of comics, and to have carried itself the way that it did, you know, it's a phenomenal movie. Like,
I'm gonna say phenomenal.
I
get
think
what you're
it's a
saying,
very phenomenal movie. The storyline, the battle between him and his father, it had all the emotional aspects too, because you know I understood the dad.
I did too. Yeah.
He was trying to get his boo back. He didn't know that he was demonically, possessed. You know, and so. It's just the action in it, man. And then, like, when they did go to that place where the mama supposedly held captive, like, the artistry, the imagery, the characters, the characters, the animals, the dragons, everything. Like, I don't care what nobody say. Like, there's literally a place somewhere in China got them kind of animals. The lions with the dragon faces and stuff like that. Like, I don't care. They ain't getting that out of nowhere. They ain't just mythological stuff. I think they got some good stuff going on over there somewhere.
Behind that wall.
Yeah, and I want to find it, man. Plus, I'm just in love with, like, Asian culture. Like, their culture, their history, their rituals, the way that, you know, they carry these stuff like that just fascinates me. The martial arts, influence into their way of living, like that all that stuff just I thought the movie was like, for it to be a new introduction to the Marvel universe and to be able to hold its own. That's why I give it the edge.
I can dig it. I still didn't like it, but I get everything you're saying.
That's a good pick.
I don't
Eternals
want to
really
go
did
with.
suck.
It really did.
Yeah, that was the worst one out of all.
I didn't finish that until it was on Disney.
I had high hopes for it too. I wouldn't like. Okay, this is gonna be really. Oh, this sucks.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want to see a sequel.
Yeah.
Oh, you know it's gonna be a sequel.
Yeah, you know.
Like
it made money.
I'll go with Black Panther 2. I don't really want to go with it because it's fresh. I just saw it. We'll go Black Panther 2, primarily because I don't want to agree with Jay. Like,
because COVID and Tom Holland, I heard he was on PCP too. Like, what?
The trickle down theory.
Trickle down economics, all that kind of stuff, you know. And then plus, you know, it came out, you know, right after Trump left office, so I can't really, you know.
I was really feeling patriotic
yeah.
when it came out. And you know they started to riot just afterwards.
But I did cry when Aunt May died.
Yeah, that
That broke my heart. That was almost.
I didn't see that coming.
That was almost as heartbroken.
I
think I was equally as heartbroken about Aunt May as I was. Y'all know I love her.
Man, I can see that. You know what the thing about
Because
it,
Aunt May is just, and she was
everything.
the best Aunt May. I don't care what nobody
hands
say.
down.
Y'all can rock with those ladies if you want to. The best Aunt May. She had character. She was young. She had character. It wasn't the typical. She was like the single aunt raising her nephew type deal.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And she was
and
lively.
they didn't focus so much on the Uncle Ben scenario.
Yeah.
They let her character shine.
So that's what we got going. So we have Shang-Chi, Spider-Man, Black Panther.
Black Panther won.
So yeah, Black Panther's going to win anyway. But I'm going ahead and yeah. I just can't do all that because your logic was stupid.
I don't think that's
Like I really wish I had something more substance to say to that, but your logic was stupid. And Angela Bassett is a monster, so I just want her
63
flowers.
years old. She look amazing.
So we're gonna take one last quick break and go before we get to the second banter. We got another commercial for you. So we'll be right back after this break from our sponsor.
When you look your best, you feel your best. When you look together, you feel together. Where do you go when you need the right accessories? You come see me. I have everything you need for the colors, for the classics, for the rings, for the bling, for every outfit, for your casual outfits, for your formal outfits, for your work outfits, for your hangout with your girls outfits, for your going out to dinner outfits. Anytime you need the accessories to add that bling to your life, come see me. I am Maya Jordan, and I am the owner of Crown Jewel. You can find me on Facebook at Maya Jordan. That's MayaJordan. And I am also on Instagram as Queen Elizabeth Jordan. So the next time you need some accessories or any kind of consulting, feel free to see me, inbox me, or catch one of my lives. Have a great evening.
Pocket Pussy Part 2.
All right, then we back. And that caught, so yeah. But I'll tell you though, my was all night commercial trying to be all central. I've got everything you need. From the rings to the bling.
Nipple rings?
That's what she said, that's her commercial.
Paparazzi got a nipple ring?
Come on and come and visit Paparazzi at Maya Jordan
What?
on Facebook.
Yay!
I'll make your dreams come true.
Oh, yeah. This is getting creepy.
Get some sales out there, man.
So anyway, all right, let's go get this.
Listen, I gotta use what I want.
Water unit, you know, make it a little.
All right, so we got our next banter is.
I've been the most saved one all night.
Really? What you mean? I ain't said nothing out the way. You the one who could not get over Fox Pussy while he over there looking at dildos and can't stop looking at them.
I over there still looking at him.
Strap on to
he
what?
Probably still over there looking at him.
What was that movie?
18 inches. What?
Remember Superbad? What it do?
Yes.
I can't repeat it. It's funny though.
Oh, man.
You're already there.
This look like we on first 48.
It do.
Oh, Jay needs a bucket of chicken and a Coke. You need a snitch.
You know he is. You know he'll snitch.
everything.
Immediately he'll snitch.
He don't even need nothing to snitch. You tell everything.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I mean, for a can of Coke, yeah, that might be.
Alright, so we're gonna get out here with just that banter real quick. I can't really do justice to because I had a hell of a last couple of days. And so I didn't even have the opportunity to really conjure up my list. So the banter is simply this. So we can make your own movie
Oh, that's right. This
with
was
an unlimited budget, who will be your lead actor, your lead actress, and your 4 co-stars?
We're just picking just to fill those spots, not the contest movie, right?
Yeah, you're not gonna pitch your movie. You just want you, but you are gonna, you do tell what your genre is, and you need to make sure that whoever you pick can actually work together and work that genre. So, like for example, you wouldn't want to be like, I want to put Denzel Washington. Like, never gonna say.
You got too many rules. If I want to put Denzel Washington in a musical,
I mean,
I put him in a musical.
It's gonna fly.
He sung on Glory.
You can do it.
Tell me, he might make it work. Denzel's one of those type of guys.
And he sung on John Q. Yes. Jesus loves me. Yes.
So
I don't want to go first on this.
I can't go first.
Go ahead.
So my movie would be the autobiography documentary.
Okay.
I just want a movie made about my life so Jennifer Lewis can play my mama. Yes.
I can see that.
I absolutely.
My mom is Jennifer Lewis.
No, I was gonna say because you got Jennifer Lewis tendencies, so I can see her being your mama.
She's like my mama.
I don't care how you want to slice it. You got Jennifer Lewis tendencies, so it still works.
So who's gonna blame me?
I was gonna say a fat Chris Rock, but I don't think that'd be okay. Look at Mills after
Can
he
Meek
was
Mills
broke.
act?
Can Jay act?
Yeah.
There you go.
Oh dang.
Leon from Temptation.
Are we giving out parts?
Leon from
That was part of the criteria.
I know. I'm just saying, like,
Oh, we not.
you just got a name on.
Oh, okay. Jennifer Lewis. I didn't get much further than that.
So why you want to go first and you ain't going? JC, who you got? Cause she ain't paying no attention.
Okay.
I did pay attention.
Here we go. I have Tom Hanks as my lead actor.
I need you to pick
Not
Tom.
bad.
I need you to pick Tom.
I have Julia Roberts as my lead actress.
This is a romantic comedy.
I have Denzel Washington,
As a co-star, that's interesting.
but there's
I'm
a
intrigued.
competition between those lead actors. You're gonna see why when I tell you the genre. So it's Tom Hanks, Julia Roberts, Denzel Washington, Jamie Foxx, Taraji Henson, and Meryl Streep. It's a murder mystery.
Ooh, okay. The name alone, I'm intrigued. Not good yet.
That would work.
That's how. It's a murder mystery.
That would work. I like that. That's a really good idea.
Jay, you gotta go next because I'm still composing mine.
Okay. My lead actor would be Leonardo. My supporting male actor would be Denzel. To my knowledge, I don't think they've been in a project together. Noteworthy. My lead actress would be Kerry Washington.
Okay.
Well, she's playing like a hoe. So.
Wow.
Typical Leo Spanger. Okay, got it. That makes sense.
And supporting will be Viola Davis. And the genre would,
You got to get 2 more supports.
I need 2 more. One more.
Yeah, you got 2 more.
Well, I'll do female. The supporting male would be Winston Duke. Need some flesh blood in there. Supporting female would be
Beat his ass. Nothing.
Supporting female would be, I kind of wrote my road list, sorry. I'm drawing a blank on Kerry Washington. Who would be
Gabby Sid Bay.
Wow.
His running off actresses at the door.
I can't think of nobody to be wrong. I can't think of one because it wouldn't just fit the premise of it. But it would be a thriller.
No. Zoe Saldana.
Yeah, but it's kind of like a basic instinct revamped version of it. The Kerry Washington kind of being crazy shit.
Yeah, well then put Holly Berry in there.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, she know how to play crazy chick. You seen Gothica?
Yeah, that's scary. But but my caveat would have to be the other thing. Because Denzel's never going to turn jail.
Did you get the rest of your cast together?
Work on this thing, you the one that said I got it all.
She did. She jumped out there. I done put my list together, and she ain't finished hers.
Yeah,
And she
this
won.
stuff. I got gas. Y'all playing.
So,
Firing a minute.
It's supposed to rain.
here's mine. So, I'm doing an action drama.
Okay.
And I wanted a bunch of people, for the most part, 5 of my 6 people are phenomenal monologuers because I want some people to bring some stuff that just make you go, crap. Man, hey, that's what I do. That's who I is. So Denzel Washington is my lead actor.
Mm-hmm.
His counterpart, lead actress, is Angela Bassett. And I just think that would be cold.
That would be.
I got my top 2 co-stars is Kerry Washington and Joe Morton because they work really well together. It's not so much that I like Kerry Washington, but if you put her pop up, let them two, they work real well together.
Mm-hmm.
Then I have Scarlett Johansson because it is an action drama.
Oh my God.
I'm coming to your movie.
Yeah.
And,
I wasn't.
So was you.
My milk agent.
and pulling up the rear, who is not pulling up the rear, he gonna steal the show, is Paul Giamatti. Because Paul Giamatti is a monster.
Yeah, I give you that.
So that's who I'm going with.
You gonna have a movie.
And that was action word.
Huh?
Paul, the only thing Denzel and Paul Giamatti were done the project.
Most of the people that I put together, Denzel hasn't worked with.
Yeah.
He's never worked with Scoja. I remember he worked with Carrie. Has he worked with Angela? I can't recall. I think he has. I
think they have.
It's a sin to me if they have. I think there's something out there that I'm missing that they may have worked together, but it wasn't nothing.
No, that Paul Giamatti edition is gonna be nice. He might be good in my mind.
Listen, I
you know who might be good in that? It's Kevin Spacey.
I thought about Kevin Spacey, but I don't want people to boycott the movie.
Yeah. No, I've already seen Kevin Spacey in a murder mystery. Just kind of.
I thought you were going to say some stuff about his trial, but I was going to leave that.
No. All right, Maya, you ready?
All right, you finally ready, Maya? Come on,
We gave
close
you
this out.
20
Come on,
Okay.
come on, close this out
So-
tough now.
You're so silly.
What key you gonna get?
E flat.
You don't know that. Sorry.
At the moment, you know something that come to mind. I don't even know what they sound like. But let's see. So for the actor, for the male actor, I would go with because Jennifer Lewis will be more of a supporting actor.
FYI, Angel Bassett and Denzel has done the movie together.
I figured.
Malcolm X.
Well, Malcolm X.
Oh, yeah.
They would be good together. So
You dropped all of our listeners down to 2 people now, so we're waiting on you.
okay, so since we know they will work well, I guess I will pick Anthony Denzel and then Jennifer Lewis. We
before you get
It's raining.
What's going on,
He
man?
can be Eric.
Hey, that would be funny.
And then you could have what's his name? Lucius Lyon.
Oh my God.
Morgan Freeman. He
You,
gonna be the
he
narrator.
playing you. We gonna dye his hair and make him Jay. That'd be wonderful.
All right, you got one more, right?
Yes.
And Maya was thinking and still couldn't find an answer.
Then Melissa McCarthy. She's my friend Amy.
You gonna lead up to Amy?
Isn't she a great actress?
I ain't gonna say great. She's funny though.
Yeah.
Amy
She
ain't
can-
funny.
she can
Amy's
die.
never made me laugh.
Amy who?
My friend Amy.
Amy's never made me chuckle.
You put her in the movie?
Yeah, she's
But
my
Mr.
friend. It's a
McCarthy,
movie
she can
about
play
her
straight.
life.
No.
Oh, so you put her in the movie?
Yeah.
What about
She gotta be
Angel?
an actor though.
Huh?
She gotta be an actor.
She's not an actor?
Amy?
No.
Wait, who you playing?
No,
Amy?
she's
Melissa
having
McCarthy
Melissa McCarthy
playing
play
her.
Amy.
Oh, Melissa McCarthy. Yeah, that's my girl right there.
But Amy ain't funny.
But Melissa McCarthy can play straight.
She ain't
It
straight.
ain't your movie.
Not that.
And she may not be funny to you.
No, she ain't funny to nobody.
She might be funny to Maya.
She ain't funny to nobody. Maya,
He just calls you nobody.
Yes.
You gonna let me know what he calls you nobody.
Yes, we love
You're
her
a
all the
hater.
time.
Tell me one joke.
You're a spousal hater.
Hey, Real Talk with Real Talk Podcast. Get ready. We got a world star moment going on. Go ahead. Don't take that from him, Maya.
Who's gonna play Angel?
I'm gonna call this episode spousal abuse to see how many.
She picked her 6 characters.
Niecy Nash.
Listen. We didn't say
Y'all
nothing
act
about
like
our
we don't all live out of town. He over here trying to get the full screen and the director, script, screenplay.
He really is. We don't read it all. She got her 6. Let her have her 6.
Okay.
Who's
We
going to
didn't
do the
say-
soundtrack?
Right.
Who's her grip? Who's gonna be the grip and key?
Right.
I could be the grip.
You got London on the track.
Fergie.
All right, so this has been another episode of the Real Talk Podcast. Y'all,
You know what? I should be Michael B.
Did
Jordan.
I did not
my
just try to end the doggone podcast? And he's trying to talk. When I say this has been another episode of Real Talk Podcast, that means trying to close.
I'm not just thought about Michael B.
JC's yawning. He's trying to get home. He got to drive. You know what I'm
We in
saying?
a room with closed doors
I'm
with
ready.
Jay-Z.
Right.
I'm ready.
He
to
is
go
locked and
into-
loaded, and I'm trying to
ready
get him
go
out of
into
here.
a diabetical sleep. Okay.
That's Jay words right there.
So, can I end the podcast?
No, go ahead.
This has been another edition of the Real Talk Podcast. Apologize about all
But
the
there
technical
is
issues.
just one more site. Now I'm playing. Go ahead.
We're gonna try and get it together next time around, but we won't. What we say on this cast was gonna be? It's not gonna be next week, but that's Thanksgiving. It's can't be. That's my anniversary.
It was after that.
Okay, yeah, y'all will see us back in December. So for all those who are out there paying attention to whatnot, happy Thanksgiving. Hope y'all enjoy your food. Be like JC, eat it all, and then pass a lot of gas.
My
This has been
God.
Real Talk Podcast.
This is Real Talk. Real Talk Radio. This is Real Talk. High Praise Ministries presents Real Talk. Real Talk. This is Real Talk. Real Talk Radio. This is Real Talk. High Praise Ministries presents Real Talk. Real Talk. Real Talk.